And we are live. Sunday Night with Those Guys. And Sunday Night with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those Guys. What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? Happy Sunday. How are you? How are you, Herman? Um, what's good other than it being a rainy day here in New York City? Oh,
Same old thing.
I forgot to hit the thing. It was supposed to go those guys and then I hit it. I blew that. But don't worry about it. Do you notice I see you have that big 49-inch joint? I have a screen here and one here, and I still have too many windows open. I'd have
You know
mine
what?
laid out like
Hold on a second.
cards.
Hold
Huh?
on a second.
Hey,
Okay.
what's up, quadcopters in tech? How are you? I
I'm
hope
just
all
looking
is
at
well. Drone shots is there. Yeah, you know it doesn't go. What's up, Corey? YACL. You know it doesn't go live. Split the window until a third person comes in. They on some new cock out.
okay, because I was just looking at something here on YouTube.
What's up,
Okay.
drone shots, and everyone? How was your weekend? Because it's a new week now. But how was your weekend? Hope you got a chance to fly. I flew today. Tim Jackson can't stay at work, stopping by to show your support. We appreciate you any and every time you come by, Tim. And
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Tim, what's up, man?
I went flying today, and the show I
All
hadn't been
right.
out flying in
Where'd you
so long before the snow started, which is just about close to
go?
about 3 weeks. I freaking deleted all my footage off the SD card. You know how you go to copy it from the SD card and then put it in the computer? Well, I right clicked, I highlighted all the clips and everything, and then I got distracted. I got an alert and I responded to the alert, and then I started doing some other stuff, and then I clicked and copy and paste. Make a long story short, it wasn't on the SD card anymore because I cut it from there.
You know what? When I bring an SD card into the computer and I move it over to the files, I copy it, and then I go back into the SD card and clean it.
Hey Hugh, you know what? I have to go back to that seriously because I was mad. I did some flying out over the water today with the little 4-inch right here, long range 4-inch, and that I can only record DVR. But I actually flew from the park to the train station today. You know where the train station is headed towards the beach. Well, I flew from the park to there, and I was like, wow, that'll make some real nice footage with telemetry and distance, and everything was up on OSD, the on-screen display, so you could see how fast I was going in miles per hour. Nice little flight. It was nothing special, no flips or anything, but I just went out towards the beach, towards the train station, because I never went out in that direction. Then made a little lap and came back into the park from a different side, and oh well. What's up, Paul? How are you? Welcome to Sunday Nights with Those Guys, guys. So how was your weekend?
Not so bad. I mean, did a little things around the house here and whatever I could do. And I was checking out some college basketball. You know, it's that time of the year, college basketball.
I got you. Hey, what's up, Tom? You cannot hear us.
You hear us?
Yeah. Um, in the lower left-hand corner of Zoom, check to make sure that mic is moving when or it's set up right. Where it says select the speaker output.
Well, that'll work fine for his mic.
It should, yeah.
Not with the speaker.
See. He has one of those iPhoneian things in.
It's the audio connection.
How's everyone in the chat? How was your weekend, guys? Welcome again to another episode of Sunday Nights with Those Guys. Tonight, the title is The FAA Wants You. And you remember how the Army had Uncle Sam? They were going, the Army wants you. Well, the FAA is doing something very similar to that. We'll get into a little later. And if we get into the story, supersonic combat drones are the new thing with the military. So,
Well, okay. Well,
yeah,
you remember I was telling you I was checking out The Verge, and it's funny some of the things that's going on here. You remember I was telling you, or you remember I was telling you about Foxconn, right?
yes,
The con job that they pulled with your buddy back in and back in 2018 with that factory that they conned the people in Wisconsin into believing that
mhm,
they were building a factory out there that they were going to actually bring manufacturing of televisions and computer screens and stuff like that to America.
yeah,
And the factory's still sitting there empty. Well, apparently now Fisker um, has gotten with Foxconn to build an electric car, and they're asking them if they can do it out there in that empty building in Wisconsin. And so we'll see what happens from there. Is this they're in the talks of doing this and seeing if they can make it work? I thought that was real funny because, like I said, for those of you who don't know who Foxconn is, you probably do, and you're not sure of it because
yeah. Hey,
that's
JSK.
they're like one of the largest manufacturers in China with it. Oh, iPhone, the iPhone manufacturer. You know, they manufacture about just about almost, oh shoot, just a lot of stuff over in China. Screens, servers, they're big, they're big. And woo, that there's something. I want to see where this goes.
Well, yeah. Let's see if anything actually gets done this time. Maybe
Well, it
they
was a big thing. They broke down
maybe
and
they'll go inside the warehouse and start painting, and
well,
then
maybe
nothing will get done.
yeah, well, they
Who
broke
knows?
ground back then and big ceremony, and Wisconsin spent their money on it and sitting there.
Yeah, they have the big breaking of the soil commotion and set up with the gold head
Oh, yeah,
shovers
they had
shovel.
all of that. The pictures were on online. The building was built and sitting there.
Well, all I know is they should get their money back. Hey JSK, what's good, man? How are you? Hope all is well. Well, it's kind of soggy here in New York City. It's been raining. Well, it rained yesterday for most of the day, and they said there would be a clearing this morning, which is why I went out to go flying. Because I last time out flying was about 3 weeks, 2 weeks maybe, and I ditched in the snow. I was snow blind.
Right.
I was looking at the horizon, which really wasn't the horizon, the line of the snow. I was literally inches off of the snow. And the horizon I was looking at was the end of the park. So I couldn't see how low I was to the ground. And all of a sudden I in the snow. And then I had to hike all the way across the field. Like walking in on the grass isn't hard, but hiking through snow, I had my boots on and stuff, but it was a very big thing. All I did was let the drone dry off, and in 3 days she powered back up again after I cleaned all the snow and ice out of it on the way home. But today I got a chance to fly, and then I lost my data. I did something stupid I don't usually do. My GoPro data, that I had, I was going to put GoPro. I'm not going to give the idea away before I do it. You'll see what I'm going to do next. But the data is gone. All I have is DVR footage, and DVR footage sucks, especially if you don't have
Yeah.
digital DJI, which, by the way, we have a story about them tonight as well, right, Herman?
Oh, I don't know.
Hello, Dave Innes. How are you, man? How's it going,
Well,
Dave Innes? Hope all is well. Paul Murray, Drone Shots, Asgard Studios, JSK, Capture Life Connections. Where you at now, Stevie? China? Because every time you hit us up on a Sunday, he's traveling somewhere. Tim Jackson came in. Corey, YACL. Carpenters, the quadcopters in tech, who's used to be ABQ.
Yeah.
Yes. Now I see Tom coming back in, but I see him on this screen, on the live screen, which is strange. So I don't know what's up. I think Zoom is just acting kind of funky, to be honest.
You know what it is?
Oh, so okay, I'll send you an invite, Stevie.
You know what
Give me a minute.
You know what it is, Lawrence? You know how when they got sports on and your team is not doing well, they give you the bummy broadcasters.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Tom, how are you?
And like how you having trouble with Zoom and YouTube, I think.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm looking at a replay. I need to refresh this page.
You got the B crew working at Zoom and YouTube right now on the broadcast. It's Sunday.
Yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. You're right about that. Stevie, I'm about to send you the invite in a few seconds, man. And then we'll get into what drone news we do have. Hold on. Stevie, S-T-E, Stevie Bronx. There he is. There you go. I sent it, man, in case you can pop in. I had to refresh my page, believe it or not, because somehow it paused. And then that's why I said, how do I see Tom here on the screen and he's not up here in the chat with us? But it didn't dawn on me that the live stream had froze. Anyway, we're back live, I guess.
Okay. So where'd Tom go?
I don't know. I think he was having some tech issue. I usually he comes in, it says, the audio thing, checking audio or testing audio, whatever it says. And he went like this. So I took that as a sign he couldn't hear us, or we couldn't hear him, or whatever the case may be. Somebody couldn't hear. But anyway, hopefully you guys are well. I hope you have a great week coming up. I don't know how the weather is there, but Wednesday and Thursday here in New York City, Wednesday it's going to hit 50 degrees and Thursday it's going to hit 52 degrees. And I'm flying on one of those 2 days. I don't know which one, but I'm flying on. I have to now, man. The footage that I was going to use to put out a video is gone. So yeah, it was a noob move. It was a noob move. I was so ecstatic on the project, what I was going to do with the video, that.
So here's what you do. Real simple.
Huh?
Show you how to do a video. Real simple. Do it in no time. Take the camera, walk down to the corner, talk to the people, come back.
Zoom issues, he was saying, yes.
Take the, fly down to the corner and fly back.
Hey, Tom, let me send you a new invite through Facebook. Hold on, Tom. I don't know what the hell's going on. Here, check this one out here. Click the last one that I sent you. What's up, Stevie?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's everything?
Your gain's a little high.
A little high. Let me back this thing up a little bit because I don't know how to adjust anything here. How's it now?
All right. Say something, Herman.
Who, me?
Yeah, okay, it's good, Stevie. It's balanced.
Good.
Yeah, you came in like, hey, how's everybody doing?
I still haven't figured this stuff out, man.
You know what it is?
Work in progress.
After a while, you'll do like somebody told me. I was like, yo, I used to do internet radio. And what I used to do is I played underground, unsigned hip hop. You know how you have those guys in the neighborhood that are pumping their music and trying to push it on the streets? Well, I started an internet radio station like that called Bun Radio, Backyard Underground Network.
Wow.
And say Bum Radio?
No.
Oh.
Bun.
Oh.
Backyard Underground Network. And what we would do is we would literally do these shows like we're doing the live streams now, once a
Right.
week, twice a week, 3 times a week. We even started a network where we had all the DJs sign in under my page. And at 8 o'clock, you would go on. And then at 10 o'clock, Herman would go on. And
That's
it
cool.
went like that. And to make a long story short, this guy told me, I'm like, yo, how do you get your stuff to be perfect every time? He said, duct tape.
So I
He
should put
takes a
duct
little
tape.
strip. No, he takes a 1 inch square of duct tape, the 1 inch by 1 inch square. And he
Right.
makes little slivers. And on the microphone knob, you know how it has the numbers on it.
Oh,
When he has it at their gain, he puts the tape right there so it doesn't go past that mark.
Right.
And he does the same thing with his speakers and his, like back then we had mixing boards.
Right.
So we had to have the live mic, the phantom mics coming in, and then we had to loop the sound. Back then the computers weren't as complicated as they are today. Well, as easy as they are today. You had to run the sound out of the speaker in the back into the mixer, and then from the mixer back into the computer. And then you had to tell the computer to play everything independently. Because when you plug in your headphone, it says, okay, he wants to listen to his headphones. But
Right.
we had to get the sound to go back into the computer so we could stream it. And he was like, yo, man, just get some duct tape.
Once you have the settings perfect, just lock it in, basically.
Yeah, because if I put the duct tape here, like right here, I'm on 3.5, even though this is my headphone thing, I would just put the piece of tape straight across it and it'll stop right there at that notch.
See, I have to figure this out because I'm not using a regular mic. That's the thing. I have a Zoom H1 that I used to record. Well, I still use it to record background sounds. Like you could record waterfalls and all that.
See, that's the difference in it because
like,
you use it in the field.
It's a compressor mic. And what happened is when I told one of my friends that does live streams and stuff, he used to do
it. Thank you so much, man. Indigo Rhino, what's good? I'm sorry, I wasn't in the chat.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for the support. I see the $2
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hey, and 2 more live streams. I may be giving away something. It's nothing special. It may be something like some props or like a flight controller or something. But 2 more live streams. 2 more live streams are, this is number 98. I will be hitting 100. So you FPV guys, if you don't come here any other time, and I know you guys come all the time, but if you don't come any other time and 2 more live streams, I'm giving away something, but it's FPV related. And when Phantom Flight 101 hits his 100th show, because he's a few shows behind me, he's going to give away some camera drone stuff. Now, if you don't know, I did give away some motors on Night Train's live stream, and everyone was like, why are you doing it over there? Because we don't have a large FPV following here, but if you go, we'll have it set up so you leave a comment on one of the videos or one of those guys' live streams, and whoever's in the comments, and if you're an FPV pilot, you have a chance. I'll tell you to leave, like,
we got guys that fly FPV and no guys following.
Much appreciated, Plummet. Definitely. What's up, Eddie Nunez?
Hey, Eddie, what's up, man?
Eddie flies FPV. What's up, Eddie?
I know, but Eddie doesn't need anyone to give him anything, man.
Well, Eddie comes to the channel. He has
Eddie
the
would
right
like to win. I get it. I understand. I'm just messing with you, Eddie. I'm only messing with you, Eddie, because we went flying today in my local park. You need to come out here, man, and fly. Seriously, I know you come out when like mad early before the sun comes up and shit. Like Herman says, Stevie, that I wake up the rooster.
Yeah.
Well, Eddie gets up before I even wake up the rooster, and he be out there flying. FPV parts is always a plus. You're 100% right. So like I said, it's not going to be nothing spectacular, but it may be some props, some peanut butter and jelly props, which everyone's raving over now. It may be anything along that line, maybe a flight controller. I just got this stack in. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. So you see me look over my shoulder. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but if I decide to keep this or what happened?
Here we go.
Well, it came in the mail. What was I supposed to do? Send it back?
No.
what happened was
Saying,
the company.
I know you're not going to build anything with it this month.
It's
right?
after the new year. Fuck that.
No, you're not going to build anything this month, right?
This month.
Man.
The
Yeah.
month is over today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not going to build anything this month, right?
I get it. Yeah. Yeah, that's the ticket. I'm not building anything.
Look how he looks behind him.
But this stack here
That's funny.
is a Mamba for those guys who are in the FPV. This is my first stack that I brought, and it's in this 7-inch here. Gino put that bird together, right? It's the same exact stack and everything. So it came in the mail. They had sent me a part that didn't work, and then they sent me another part that didn't work, and I was like,
all of a sudden that came in the mail.
I was like, I don't want my money. So they sent me this. So I'm not going to complain about it, but I don't have a frame yet, but I'm sure I could find something to put it in. You know, I really don't want any more birds. I seriously don't. After flying today, I took this one off the wall. All right. This one usually hangs here where the Mr. Croc is. I took this one off the wall after not flying for 2 months, and it flew like a Cadillac down the road, man. You remember those old cars, Stevie? The deuce and a quarter and then those type of cars, you know, we had to turn the wheel 12 times before the car started turning.
With the roll down windows?
Yeah, that's how this baby is right here. Yeah.
That's the tank. That's the Nova.
Right, with the
Supernova.
windows you had to roll down manually. Hey, RC Fun, how are you, man? I was on Quadcopter 101 and someone said there'd be an FPV giveaway. Yeah. In 2 more episodes. This is episode number 98. On episode 100, I'm going to try and give away some props or
stick around.
Maybe a flight controller or something. Nothing major, nothing spectacular, but that's the objective. I'm sure somebody could use a pack or two of some peanut butter and jelly props. You need to try Flight 1 on Falcor, bro. I know. Everyone's with Flight 1. You know what? This was built for me. I got it home. I'm like, wait, something's wrong with my bird. The antenna snapped off.
Ooh.
But the antenna snapped off clean, and all I did was screw it off, the hub off. But this is one of my babies there. I got a chance to fly, and all the footage I had, I'm still pissed about that, Herman. All the footage I had, I did a stupid thing, Stevie. You know how you click, most people copy. Well, I cut it off of the SD card. I just highlight everything and cut it. And then I go to the folder I created and I right click. And I was telling Herman, as I was in the middle of getting ready to do that, I saw an alert. And you know how you get distracted. I clicked on the alert. And then I started doing other stuff. And then I went to right click and copy something else. And it's gone because it was in memory. Once you right click, once you cut it, it's floating there in limbo. It's no longer on the disk. It's no longer on the SD card once you cut it. So what's up? What's up? Bill, Coast to Coast. But anyway, we can get into the first story. Tom is having some Zoom issues. Okay, so Stevie, of course, is one of those guys coming from New York City like us, the 5 boroughs. Yeah, Mamba. Yeah, these are some good stacks, I must admit. But anyway, the first story that I'm talking about is, and Tom should have been here for this, but he's going to say that he's sure I work for EHang now because this is another EHang story.
Yeah, he gets that.
Okay, but we did a story Herman did a story. I did a story on the EHang 216. Well, it comes to find out, and this is an old story, which I found out recently. This is from back in September of last year, but they are building a heavy lift drone for short to medium haul deliveries. And what I mean by heavy lift drone, it's supposed to be able to carry about 440 pounds, which isn't bad. I mean, I don't know a whole lot of things that are 440 pounds, but I could see engine parts, motors, supply all types of supplies and stuff like that. Now it's supposed to be right now. EHang is leading in autonomous aerial vehicles, AAVs, because they are pushing their air taxi. Everyone, we saw the videos of the poor skinny girl terrified went out over the water and it started raining and stuff, you know, because you'd have to pay me a lot of money to do that shit. I'm sorry. But we saw that advertisement, and now they're using them on the regular. EHang. Also in Dubai, EHang is being used a lot. They're air taxis from rooftop to rooftops, which I didn't know.
That's crazy.
They are the leader in AAVs because they're like some of the first. They're like one of the first to get started. I remember the first time I heard EHang, it was with Drone X Factor, because he flew that EHang Ghost. Remember?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if Stevie wasn't around, but before he went DJI and 3DR solo, he was flying the welcome back, Tom. He was flying the EHang Ghost, and he flew those with goggles because that's how you controlled it. If you look down, it had head tracking. The camera would look down. You went left, right, stuff like that with your head. That's what the camera did while you were flying it.
So the one question I have about it is, what's your current commission rate with EHang?
There we go.
You see, you fix the camera, you fix your technical difficulties
just to come in for that
time, man. Can't let you off the hook.
This time he was immaculate.
Well, anyway, getting back to EHang, they are doing what it takes to get work done. This is their actual. They call it the taxi that they have is the 216. EHang 216, but this is the 216L, which is the heavy. I don't know. You guys can see that, right? I'm assuming they can see it.
Yeah.
But this is it right here. It's basically all body octocopter. Each octocopter doubled, really, because you have props on the top and bottom. But that compartment is supposed to be able to carry up to 400 pounds of weight from mid-range to semi-long range distances. We're not talking breaking any speed records, but as they show you, you should be able to carry anything from, it looks like you can fit an Inspire in there. Easy. Probably 2 Inspires in their cases. Really easy. 440 pounds, Inspires don't weigh that much. But they have tested them out, and they're looking for companies. Let me cut that off because we don't want dude saying anything for me showing his face, and I'm not getting paid for it. Tom,
you sure? Who do they make those checks out to?
The EHang 216L supposedly can carry a payload of 200 kilograms, which is about 440 pounds. As far as they know, the largest payload for multi-rotor AAVs, autonomous aerial vehicles. So get used to that. You have UAVs, UAVs. There's going to be a bunch of acronyms coming up in the next few years. Serious. That thing AAV. I think a story we're doing is there's another acronym for that. Oh, for the combat drone that we're using. That one's called the UCAV. So get used to it. You're going to need an acronym book. How are you, Tom? What's good, man?
Some days technology is there to aid you, and other days it's there to bend you over backwards.
Well, Herman swears by that all the time, because Herman's like, if there is an electric or digital item and it has a problem, and I didn't believe him when he said this. He said this to me years ago. If there's a problem with it, I could find it. And I'm like,
well,
what kind of
remember, I'm Irish, guys. So Murphy is like my next door neighbor. Okay.
Yeah, Murphy's Law all day.
And my Murphy is drunk half the time. So he's just so annoying. And when I picked technology as a field of work too. So go figure. What gets me is it frustrates the shit out of me. And I'm a geek. So people are walking around completely dumbfounded by half this stuff. That's why Apple's making a fortune, right? Right, Stevie?
Well, yeah. You know why?
They just coddle you. They hold you close.
You know what it is?
Okay? Make you safe.
Tom, being an old computer programmer and stuff, it was always IBM against Apple. And I'm going to explain how both computers are. PC, okay, non-Apple equipment is designed so that if I need to take out the graphics card, I can take out the graphics card and put in a better one, etc. Apple is more designed, well, I want something with this, and this in it. I don't care how it works, but just build a machine with it in it. And that's what Apple does. Their PCs and their phones are not designed to be taken apart and you open it.
It's an ecosystem that requires the cost of admission.
Yeah.
And then your ability to operate in that environment is severely limited by the user agreement.
Well, Tom,
with Apple. So, they're protecting. Look, you got to go hats off to them because they protect the user experience.
Oh, yes.
That's what it is. That's the bottom line, right?
They do.
But you pay through the nose
right
for
about
it.
That.
I can get an Android phone that's just as large as my freaking monster iPhone.
What's up?
And probably has twice as much memory for half the price. Okay.
But people just that Ehang can carry my fat ass.
Just well, we're going to go through some certification soon, Matt. So I think, in fact, didn't Ehang wasn't your company Ehang was given taxi rides? Like if you signed up when they first release it, they're going to give you they're going to have a lottery for the people that signed up to take those taxi rides.
Yes, that was a way
so,
of people.
Yeah, I want to get.
Yeah,
I'm in full support of getting fat bastards on this test ride. Okay, so, the bigger the better, baby.
Well, test
that payload.
Think about this. That Ehang 216, the regular taxi, carried two small Asian people. And you could see they were kind of hunched over in it. So I figure if you rip out that 2-seater and throw in a 1-seater, they could carry me. I just have to sit.
You just gotta lay sideways like the Michael Jackson album cover.
Either that,
just like that with your hand.
Either that, or there's always Stevie. There's always pylons, man. Okay.
You gotta
put it. Pylons.
Just get in a lean. Just use both seats.
That's all.
That's what it is.
Yeah, if you think about it, just like FPV, right? If you lean forward enough, you'll get that right angle of attack. You'll actually get there a little quicker, won't you?
Well, this is true. This is very true. Because
if you want to use that kind of service, they still have helicopters on the East River.
Yeah, come on. Where's Eddie's in the room, right?
Did carry your weight. That Ehang thing, that's not.
I'm not messing with that.
Pushing. That's not for you.
400 pounds is for everybody.
No, that's a cargo drone. You see the small space that it had?
Yeah.
Make it work, man. Get yourself a blanket and all those traveling pillows.
Dude, come on. I say we set up a concession right on the other side of the Texas border.
You can lay down, take a power nap.
Just quick travel. Just a couple of quick rides. That's all.
Everybody needs a power nap.
Hey, what's up, Marcel? Fly Zone. What's up, Mike? How are you?
Well, the one good thing about this is if you stow away inside of that thing, it's not likely
you're gonna freeze to death.
You're gonna fall out like an ice cube on the approach to JFK, right?
That's true.
There have been a few of those, by the way.
Listen, those things are not for me, man. I like flying drones, but like actually traveling in something like that is not for me.
So Stevie, let me ask you a question. Would you get on a bush plane? Would you get on a small single engine?
Like a Cessna.
I've been
140 horse turbo.
I've been offered. I had friends that had.
But you didn't answer.
And I said no. And I said no. I've never got on a private plane or anything like that.
No.
You know why? Because from what I heard, you feel everything. It's not like those big commercial planes. You feel every little dip and everything. I'm not with that.
Well, Stevie, you can't feel anything on a commercial plane because you're packed in like a sardine, man. So you got all that
it's so
all
big.
that people cushioning around,
and it's pressurized,
and you lose your sense of orientation in an aircraft.
Hey, what's up, Tim Jackson?
Aircraft.
Welcome.
You don't
back.
know where you're going. Nah, come on, Stevie. You haven't experienced it until. I mean, because now remember, you're talking about the 4D now. Okay. You're dealing with a little bit of that 3D with your drone flying, right? But that 4D is that sensation, man.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
come over the ridge, and drop down, a little bit of stomach lift there. Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
go
see.
4D when I get the FPV drone and I fall into
You
the
know what?
Hudson.
No,
You know what?
Because I forget to sit down.
Bring the
He said when
kids.
he falls into the Hudson. Stevie,
Bring the kids. Bring the
What's
kids
that,
to the
Herman?
Bronx
I go
Zoo.
rolling down the hill.
is also when you yak in your lap.
Nah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Come
yeah.
on,
I'll pass.
Come on.
I'm not.
I'm
into
not
that
talking
motion.
about going on a a backseat ride with the Blue Angels, man. I'm just talking about a little bit of water skiing with some fatties across a riverbed, coming over a plateau.
I'll
No.
pass.
See, the odds of you surviving skipping across the water are higher than falling from the sky at a high distance. I would rather go out in a splat. I don't want parts to be
What's up,
torn.
Rob? Rob's made of money. $20 super chat.
Wow.
There you go,
Nice
bro.
one.
Oh, thank you much,
brother.
Robert. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you. What's good, and welcome this Sunday nights with those guys. We
What's up,
appreciate
boss
it.
Rob? How are you, bro?
Well, for those of you who don't know, we kind of went squirrel a little, but E-Hang, I'm going to show it again. I have it queued up.
He
anyway.
has to.
That's part of
because
his
it's a
write-up,
requirement.
yeah.
And by the way, when you catch the
gotta hit the
commercial,
quota.
when you catch the commercial at the half hour, just let me know if it was an E-Hang commercial. Okay,
That's
I really
what it
gotta
is.
know.
I have to hit
Okay.
the quota,
Yeah,
but this is the
yeah.
E-Hang
You got to make the commission this
216L.
month. Remember,
And
the month's over today. Okay.
216L octocopter times twice because there's eight arms and each arm has two props, but it carries up to 440 pounds. And we were discussing, would you ride that sucker from Mexico to Texas if your life depended on it? And a few of us were like, I don't think so.
No.
But Stevie went on to say, if you put a blanket inside,
And a little travel
it
pillow.
could be quite comfortable.
Hey, it's pretty funny that we have the cargo hold. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I'm wondering when you're going to tell us about the new Mr. Softy truck replacement for ice cream made by E-Hang. It shows up first. First, it flies over your neighborhood and plays annoying music.
Don't worry, Tom, it's coming.
Okay. and then it lands and asks if you want soft serve or not. Okay.
Oh, stop, man. Stop. Don't
So-
give him.
So
Don't give him-
Stevie, it's not like I'm not keeping track. Okay.
Wow. You made the quota, Lawrence. We can move to the next story.
He's almost there.
He's almost there.
Yeah.
Two more mentions. Two more
I hit
mentions.
the quota for the month already.
Two more mentions. I
did.
think they send a plaque.
Yeah,
We're
they go
starting a
okay.
new month
Commercials.
tomorrow. I get a new commission.
There you
We
go.
can't start doing commercials on the bottom of the screen in the corner. It's going to say Lawrence.
Hey, what's up, Edge?
Yeah, but by the way, after the live cast today, when you check the
Tom, I didn't
when
see
you-
the E-Hang. I just saw it on the
you
replay.
just
I
saw
saw
it. when after the when you go and look at the replay, if you check down in the comments, you'll see the affiliate link there. So always make sure you click on that. It won't cost you anymore, but somebody gets a little taste. Okay, that's all we're saying.
Yeah, that's
you
the
go.
ticket. But
work
anyway,
that affiliate program.
we
coming out with
got to
another
get into
sponsor.
your story, Tom. And I say your story because I tried to explain it like this earlier in the live stream that it's titled the FAA wants you. And if you remember back when I used to use Uncle Sam or whoever that was, cousin Sam, and he would with red, white, and blue pointing, the Army wants you and this and that. Well, the FAA is kind of doing the same thing. Now, I don't know if you have
it's more so what's basically happening is they're soliciting right now for organizations. So it's unfortunately they don't want you or me. They're looking for organizations that basically can provide training to the recreational pilot and do that at no cost to the recreational pilot. The individual candidates would have to have what's called SCORM compliance capability. So SCORM is a standard that was created for all online type training. Think about it. In fact, it was created by the military. SCORM compliance was the way for the Department of Defense to ensure whatever contractor was putting together training materials for the various branches of the armed forces, that content would fit in a like container and could be broadcast across similar distribution channels.
Okay.
And that it has to be able to report back into a compliance engine. And that compliance engine would hold things like your transcripts. So it's got to be, kind of bulletproof. So the FAA is soliciting organizations that could put this capability together. Now, of course, they're looking for organizations that might be in this space to begin with, but they're also looking for organizations like the AMA, the Academy for Model Aeronautics. They're looking for organizations like that can promote this training. And the only thing I didn't see in there was any type of solicitation as to funding that might be available for these various vendors. Because
you know what,
this is not something you take a road down and don't think you're going to be.
I don't remember seeing anything pertaining to who was paying for all of this either.
Right. So I mean, the first is to find out what capabilities there are out there, and there are plenty. There are plenty out there, but you have to look at it as what is a model they're going to approach. It's a model where all recreational flyers are going to have to go through some kind of training.
Yeah,
that's clearly evident by this solicitation. So that's a given at this point.
But right now, the FAA is looking
pay for it because they're providing the content for this program. So maybe they'll pay for it.
Well, they is such a broad term when you talk about any government, any federal government entity, because the individual entities don't pay for anything. All this money comes out of GAO, I mean. So the General Accounting Office. So the thing is, the funding has to be in place there, and that means that funding has to come from from Congress. So it's going to be interesting to see. I know there are some dollars allocated already to it. That's public information. You can go up on the FAA site and do your research. But this looks to be a given at this point. And like I was saying, we're going to start catching up with other governments out there, Canada, the EU,
right,
where they're going to require, in the UK, where they require recreational flyers.
Tom, does this include
be certified?
In the story, it also goes on to say that our goal is to recruit test administrators through the United States. This includes that as well, right?
Well, think about it. Who's ever taken a Part 107, you went through a test administrator to take that test. Right. And you paid, remember, $150 to take that exam. Okay. So that money actually went to there was the largest share of that money went to the test administrator. And that's why those test administrators participated.
Tom, can I say something?
Yeah.
And this is in no way against test administrators, but if you went to the place I went to, I just don't think that they should be getting paid that much.
Well,
I'm just saying the place that I went to.
Because, what you're looking at is the person who flips the burger. Okay, gotcha, not the person who owns the McDonald's where the burger is flipped.
Okay, I got you. I understand that.
Nice analogy.
Not all
like that one. I'm getting hungry, dude. Herman's right about that as well. Yeah, of course. Herman.
What?
That they're not all the same.
No, but remember, guys, these are the same. If you've ever taken a CompTIA certification for any IT certifications, or you've taken any Cisco certifications, those are heavily proctored certifications.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you went to Midtown Manhattan and you took your Part 107 test there, in all likelihood, that place also does dozens of other tests.
They do because
nothing related to the FAA.
I went, there were other civil service jobs. They do all kinds. This place
they do all kinds of stuff.
Same here. Yeah.
But I will say, once you walk in that room, it's like maximum security, dude. They got cameras at all angles. You don't put your hands under the desk.
Yep.
I thought I was going to get tased in that joint.
They had a camera on every booth. They had the booth. They had it all boofed out.
Yeah, because it's an integrity issue, right? If you can't ensure the integrity of the exam, you can't ensure the integrity of the premise that's giving the exam. Therefore, you can't continue to contract with that vendor. And that's big money, because if they're doing all kinds of testing there, they're doing, clerical and administrative testing. They're doing tradesman testing. They're doing a bunch of FAA stuff. It's not just, Part 107 isn't the only reason you walk in there. Now, I'm used to walking into an airport. That's usually where you go for your testing. But what they're looking for now is, remember, they're going online with all this stuff, because the overhead is much lower. They can process a lot more efficiently. You can automate most of those processes. So you take away all the handling from it. So, your recurrent testing is electronic. Your primary testing is going to be electronic. We want to see how they're going to proctor that and how to ensure they maintain, how you do your ID check and all of that. Now, you might have to do something like, I went for my TSA pre-check, and we went to a Staples on the service road of the Van Wyck off of Jamaica Avenue.
Okay.
We walked in there. We stood on the customer service line for 10 minutes that we didn't need to. We said, "Oh, we're here for the TSA pre-check." And they said, all the way back by the office chairs. And there was a little booth back there with one guy sitting in it. And we stepped in, we sat down. He had a camera facing us. He said, "Are you so-and-so?" "Yes." "Show your ID." Boom.
Right.
And then I had my TSA pre-check within a matter of a few days. My wife, it took almost 4 weeks. But I had already gone through backgrounds, and it hits DHS and it gets cleared quick. So if you have a Part 107 and you go get a TSA pre-check, you're going to get your TSA pre-check real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Because you already went through that background. Remember to get your Part 107.
Yeah, they got your file.
Yeah, but the nice thing about the Part 107 now on the recurrency, which is the middle of the new month coming tomorrow, is you're going to get your .29 out of that, or AKA your night waiver. Okay. So when you take your recurrency, when you pass your recurrency, you'll also be able to fly at night.
Okay.
Which I don't do much of.
And they'll have the new and you'll have the new standards. Okay. Being tested for. So you got to start to bone up on that stuff. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Tim. Tim.
Listen,
Tim, what time did you finally get off last night, Tim? I'm sorry. What time did you finally get off during the day yesterday? Remembering he's
reword that.
He's down under.
Shout out to Capture the Magic in the chat. That's D.
Okay.
You guys know
Capture
D.
the Magic. How are you? I'm sorry I missed it.
Really? There you go.
D, how are you?
Hey, Deneen, how are you?
Deneen, she's the photo.
She
the
is
photo beast.
Oh man, she's got an eye.
The photo
Let
beast.
me tell you.
Super.
And
talented.
I remember when she came to me with that little breeze, and everybody was flying their Phantoms and other drones, and I was like, "Come on over here." And now you got to show me some stuff, man.
Yeah, see, the problem is, D, you got to watch out. Tonight is royalties night for Lawrence.
Yeah.
Okay. He's looking for paybacks, baby.
He's getting a percentage.
Well, you know what? I feel kind of messed up because while setting up the live stream, I forgot to hit the monetize button. So I can't throw a commercial where I want.
We know what that commercial is going to be.
Yeah. He already gave it.
Okay. He already gave it
Anyway,
He already gave
I
it.
wanted to point out real quick, and this is in no offense to you camera drone guys, but in 2 live streams, which it will be my 100th live stream, I'm going to give away some FPV stuff. It's nothing spectacular, nothing big. There'll probably be some props, or maybe I'll see if I can get another flight controller or something to give away, but it's FPV related. And then on Herman's 100th giveaway, he will be giving away some camera drone stuff. So Herman is a few live streams behind me. I'm at 98. I think Herman is at 95 or something like that. So Tim Jackson X, how's your ankle doing, Herman? What's up, Roger? How are you, Roger?
Yeah.
You hear, Herman?
I like him.
So you got to give away those the Phantom 4 Pro flimsy props that nobody uses.
The butter knife.
The butter knife. Yeah,
With a loaf of bread and
a
butter.
stack of those.
With a stick
Margarine
of butter and a loaf
spreaders.
of bread.
Yep.
You give away with those props.
At the next meetup, I'll gather them from all the people that don't use them, and you can do a big giveaway.
No,
I'm looking down here.
Just start a Patreon account. You can give them away for once you get 100 Patreon subscribers. Okay.
You don't have to collect anything. I have some of them here that I don't use.
Yeah.
The only messed up thing.
Just remember, recycling's on Tuesday nights.
The only
Okay.
messed up thing is I hear
Brand
a
new.
certain part of New York near Flushing, they're selling them.
Really? Wow. Listen,
The
I'll
views and opinions.
yeah, there you go.
There you
The
go.
views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel and or in the chat.
I
Okay,
have
I'm
the
covered.
Master Air Screw props that I'm never going to use. I got them for the
But
Air 2, and I have the foldable for the Phantom 4 Pro.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, Stevie's going to use them when he finally buys the parachute for the Mavic.
It's got to be for somebody you guys don't like. I get along
Yeah.
with everybody.
Yeah, he's offering them up for a giveaway.
I'll give
Except
it to you
we don't
guys,
want to give them away on this show.
and you guys do the hit.
Don't worry about it.
that's
We're gonna
not
just
true.
put those outside, and if you want to, when you walk by, just pick them up.
Yeah, with a note at your own risk.
Well,
At your own
Stevie,
risk.
it's not true. It's not that we don't like or get along with certain individuals. We just agree to
We
disagree.
love everybody, baby.
Yes,
I get
we
it.
just agree
Listen,
to disagree.
I
on
would
certain
even
things.
I wouldn't even give those away.
You know.
Like I feel bad. I heard so many nightmare stories, and I even heard that if you put in a complaint, they make you pay to send them back. They won't even send you a return shipping label or anything like that. So I'm just keeping those in the garage for now.
Insta 360, right? I scuffed my 360 mod on my 1R. And luckily that's all modular. You can take it apart. But I wound up sending it back. You know, I got in touch with them. I sent it back. I have this aftercare with them, right? It gives you like 1 or 2 change outs. And I send it back to them and they say, oh, yeah, no, I send them an email. And they say, yeah, no problem. Send it to us. Here's the address. And I go, wait a second. Where's the label? A label for what? And I said, to return it.
What kind of-
Okay, we'll send you one.
Yeah,
I'm
if you don't
thinking-
say nothing, they're
I'm
not.
thinking, how many times did they get away with? Oh, okay, I guess so.
You know,
what, Tom?
unfortunately,
It's a world where if you don't say anything, no one else is.
yeah, some of them they just won't do it. But you know, Insta 360 at this
Lauren,
point,
I was telling you.
they could afford to.
Oh, so guess what? So now I get
I'll tell you, it's
I get a
killing my dollar.
repair notice on it, and they tell me it's going to be $232. And I go look and I go,
Wow.
wait a second, that mod is like $299, just the mod, right?
Right.
So I wrote them back and I said, it doesn't seem to be cost effective. But then again, why did I pay for aftercare? Oh, you have aftercare. Okay. There's
Really?
no charge.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Now
Yeah,
they
don't
send it
mention-
back. They send me a brand new one, which was great. Okay. And then 4 days later, I get another FedEx notice. And I'm going, what the heck
Hey,
is this?
Brant Ariels, what's good?
So now
man?
I get a brand new 1R complete with everything. And I open it up and I go, well, I guess they were trying to be nice after screwing up and looking stupid, but I'm not that ignorant. They screwed up here. So I reach out to them and they say, oh, thank you so much for alerting us. We did make a mistake and there was a cross shipment and that was supposed to go to another customer. So
Get
please send,
outta here.
please send that back to us.
Oh yeah,
Now,
sure.
Send me
On
a
the current
shipping label.
Federal Trade Commission rules, you don't have to, but I was like, okay, no problem. I'll send it back. And I waited a couple of days.
Oh, Dee says she doesn't have any problem with her master air screws.
But she has the Mavic 2 Pro.
She's got the Mavic 2 Pro. She's got those
The
original
problem-
ones, not
yeah.
the.
oh, okay.
It started later with the Mavic Air 2.
Oh, okay.
And the
That's see, I
Phantom.
didn't know that.
Yeah, and
The-
the
see, the-
Phantom and the Phantom ones. the new
Exactly.
Phantom
What-
ones.
Well, the most recent release, I believe, is the foldable Phantom
Yeah.
4 Pro, and
Right.
those are the ones that have an issue. And the Mavic Air 2, obviously,
Well-
because
well,
that's one of the latest
you know-
releases.
Let me ask you a question. Why weren't the original Phantom blades foldable? Probably because of the hub torque. Okay, the amount of torque on those hubs, right?
Yeah. Remember, wasn't there some
don't mix
law
with a
case?
bad thing.
Wasn't there some case about that locking system on the?
Oh, but
hub?
they wound up losing that, by the way. Just so you know, the
It's funny,
Autel,
great
the lawsuit
segue.
with Autel with both the folding blades and the
Yeah.
locking mechanism.
And wasn't
a
Autel
U.S.
suing
judge,
DJI for that?
U.S. judge ruled that it couldn't be patented.
Well, it's
It
a
was-
good
it was
segue, Tom,
too-
into the
Too
next
open of a
story.
design.
You know that, right?
Yep.
Into the DJI story that we have coming up, because DJI is being sued again for their unreleased FPV drone and that new motion controller. Remember we were showing pictures of? Well, guess who's suing them? Autel.
Really?
Yes.
Well, the company who makes the motion controller for Autel.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, they the ones that have all the patents.
Now,
Didn't we talk
right.
about them?
Well,
if you show a photo,
I'm getting ready to show
side-by-side
to
photo,
show that slider right now, Tom.
you know
Give me
me,
a
I won't
second
be lack of
while you're
opinion
talking
there.
about it.
Yeah.
This is the DJI photo that everybody saw that
Right.
we did a story on, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And this is the controller that Autel, which nobody even knew Autel was working on a controller, claims that they stole a copyright infraction. It's whatever they claim they
The
stole.
infringement.
Now,
Oh,
if the picture starts out like this, half and half, and even half and half, you can tell they look nothing like each other, which, by the way, remember that little gray black circle right here? I said that was probably for your thumb. Well, it actually is, and that has to do with the pitch on the drone. The throttle controls your throttle, but in order to tilt the drone forward and backwards,
Right.
you needed that thumb control.
Well, I hope that's
and this
not for the
confirms
pinky.
it as well, because they have pretty much the same design here. All
Thumb
right,
control.
but
It's the same concept, but it's not the same controller. You know?
No, and you know, this is indicative of the far reach of, you know, you try to overreach with a lot of these patents, and that's what a lot of these companies
Yeah.
do. They just try to throw out all these patents, and you know, it's just a spider web. They're hoping somebody gets stuck in the web and they can get some royalties out of it. You know, to me, I mean, you talk the flyability. Remember that stick? Okay, that I purchased.
right.
They could turn around, right? Couldn't they turn around and go, hey, isn't that because honestly, DJI's looks closer to that
It does.
than it does to this controller.
Aviator.
Yeah, it's the
Yes.
flyability aviator.
Hey, Ray Kelly, what's good?
It also looks like the Wii controller. Remember the original
It
Wii?
does.
Yeah.
It does. It actually
Nintendo,
does.
yeah, well, you know
Now,
what?
I mean, what are they talking about? You
Well,
know?
are you
the
telling
story
me
is that
that-
Autel playing out, they lost the first battle, and it says the result of the clash ended with the judge saying that Autel's technology is actually not patentable,
Right.
Just like the last one.
meaning
Yeah.
you can't
Wait.
design something with a case like
What's
this
up, Ray?
when other people are designing cases similar and
Yeah.
say, I have the patent for this now, and I want to sue you, Stevie, because
It's a money grab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a money grab.
yeah.
And you know,
that's
the
pretty much-
original company that owns all these patents that pushed them out to Autel and all these other companies, they didn't want to do that. But since Autel has the patent, they're going to do that because it's DJI and that's the competition.
Well,
But-
it's also DJI has deep pockets, right? You would think.
Yes.
Yeah, well, they're
So-
trying to slow them down, but it's
Exactly, Matt. They're trying to slow down or stop the sales
right.
this week. That's going to happen because DJI is launching that controller with the FPV, specifically for the FPV bird.
Stevie,
And Autel, now to show how they're already behind the game, you would think if you were going to launch something, you would want to announce it before DJI did, not after, because all you look like you're doing is
Well-
copying DJI, whether you had it first or not.
First
At least
off-
that's my perception of it.
you know, look, what didn't work with the flyability aviator.
Give me a
was the
second. I have to
fact that
step
it
away
was-
for a second.
It was third party. It wasn't completely integrated. Therefore, connectivity was an issue. It was flaky. Now this, Stevie, I don't know about you, man. I'm jumping on this motion controller the second it's available. And you know, I know it's a far reach, but I'm going to go to bed tomorrow night wishing on my pillow that they release the motion controller with the drone on Tuesday morning.
Nah, they
okay,
won't.
but they won't. They won't.
They won't.
And I'll tell you why. They're going to wait and see how many of these DJI FPV drones they can sell, and then tool up and release that motion controller, because they'll have a more targeted market.
Yeah, they can scale up from that point.
Yeah.
You know, my thing, I was, oh man, this FPV drone, I'm ready to buy it, right? But to find the time to fly it, to practice, I'm just trying to figure
Stevie, you're not
out.
going to start in manual mode, so there's not a lot of practice for you to do. You're a seasoned flyer to begin with on the camera drone side. You're going to use this as a camera drone to begin with, and you're going to start to realize its capabilities, and then from there you'll start to explore. That's what I see, and that's actually what I see the strategy behind what DJI is doing. Okay, if you're a purist FPV flyer, this isn't for you. I got it.
Right.
Okay, but I'm a lazy ass bastard that doesn't want to go through the heartache of FPV flying right now. Will I ever put it in acro or aka manual mode? I don't know. Maybe I'll grow a set at some point and do that. Okay, but I'm not buying it for that right away. I'm buying it for a couple of things. Number one, it's speed. Okay, it's a Mavic on steroids as far as I'm concerned. So you can get those really, really dramatic shots coming over a ridge. Yeah. Secondly, I want the goggles. Why? I'm still a guy who shoots with my DSLR cameras and my mirrorless cameras. I'm still the guy, even though it's got a freaking 3-inch screen on the back, I'm still putting my eye up to the viewfinder. Why? Because I want to be immersed in the scene. I want to. Otherwise, I'm not really feeling like I'm composing the image.
Right.
You know, I don't know if that makes sense. Right.
Ray, I'm on the fence. Ray, I see him in the chat.
Yeah. Ray, we're going there. Ray, you know we're going there. Ray. Yeah. So, pregnant or pit bull. Okay, he's saying
it looks like a little pit bull, digital pit bull.
To me, it looks like a real shoulder-heavy pit bull there.
All right, there's some concerns, and this has nothing to do with me.
What are your concerns, though?
My concerns are they're targeting. I believe they're targeting most of us, like the camera drone people.
They are
absolutely right.
No,
but listen.
This
is my concern, and this has nothing to do with me wanting to purchase it. More than likely, I'm going to purchase it just to feel it out. I have places I could fly all by myself. You know, I could bring my son to just spot me and just fly around a little field, an empty field. Right. But my concerns are they targeting the camera drone. We all know that, right? The camera drone community. Now, this thing is supposed to go 60 miles per hour. And
yeah, Corey Mano wanted to know whether it would exceed the FAA's max speed. No, it will not. It won't go above. It's not going to go above 99 miles an hour.
Not out of the box.
And the dispute right now is there's torque between 60 and almost 83 miles an hour. But we'll find out Tuesday morning what the real number is. But I believe it's going to be around 60.
Now you see how some certain camera drone pilots test their limits and they crash and they hit things and whatever. So people are going to be hitting that switch and going that full manual mode that you're speaking of.
Antenna today.
Look, see now. Imagine all these camera drone people that are not accustomed to FPV drones trying this out, switching in a manual, going 60 miles per hour.
It's not that easy. But I'm saying
it's just as easy as hitting a switch, though, right?
No, it's a series. No, you have to go through a couple of steps to actually do it, and you have to actually be able to do it through the goggles. So they're putting steps in place, and believe me, there'll be warnings on the screen too. And again, the other thing we got to find out is if they're turning around and they're saying, look, we're going to cover you on DJI Care until you put it in manual mode. You put it in manual mode, you're on your own. So it is the dark side, dude. Yes. But I'm not going over to it. To me, it's another camera platform.
I'm on the same page as Tom.
Yeah,
I'm going to use it for what it is. I don't feel like I have to venture out, and I don't believe that this is going to be like it might not. It might.
I agree.
It might bring me into that FPV. It might not. Right. But it is another tool to get a different shot and create something different. I like pushing myself to do more and I like to entertain myself.
Yeah, D,
you know?
there are sensors. There are sensors on it, D. It's more so. It does have sensors on it, but
Yes.
again, if you're in sport mode, remember, D, just like on a Mavic, right? If you're in sport mode, when you stop, it's not necessarily going to stop right away. And now, if you increase that speed to like 60 miles an hour, you better leave yourself some cushion when you hit that panic button, I would say.
Hey,
and
D,
it does have that also. It's got a
Hey,
panic
D,
button on it.
if you're doing a dive, you're climbing,
I
and
love
then
it.
all of a sudden you'd go to make that initial dive and you turn down the look and you're looking straight down. All the sensors are going to go is, oh shit, he's going too fast. Because you're not going to stop on a dime like Tom says.
Yeah.
Yes, and even with your camera drone, you know this, in GPS mode.
That drone's not.
You know the drone and
So
the Great
Eddie
Pumpkin has
Eddie
a drift
flew-
of 5 feet.
Time out. Eddie flew 5 batteries today on the new DJI FPV bird. He
Okay.
won't say anymore. It's a
It's a
beastie
beastie.
Cinewhoop. Great for long range cinematic. Thank you, sir.
That's
Mhm.
it.
That's my crack dealer.
Sold.
You know, Eddie.
Eddie,
You know,
getting
Eddie
commissions
Nunez is
too?
my crack dealer. He's
Eddie's
been
getting
trying to sell
commissions.
me FPV for how long now?
Oh,
How long, Eddie? And,
Yeah.
and Eddie, by the way, how many FPV drones do you have now? Just saying. Okay, because that's a dangerous.
Yeah,
drug.
how many do you have
That's
now,
a dangerous
Eddie?
drug.
Because
Hey, you have
I
nothing
do
to
remember
say.
when you started.
Okay,
put the number up.
Lawrence, you have
Put the
nothing to
numbers
say. Okay, because you're already addicted. Okay,
Dude, it's like drugs.
you junkies are hanging out together, scratching your arms. That's
It's
what it
like
is.
drugs, man. Listen,
Yeah.
Tom, this stack came yesterday in place of something. I ordered a part, and I've been ordering from Race Day Quads for a while. I ordered a part.
6. That's a
They
low
sent
number.
me a part. Something
6,
was
baby.
screwed up
There
on
you
it.
go.
I said I didn't want my money back, and they sent me this stack right here. And it's like I try to get out of the game, and they keep pulling me back in. Now I need a frame for it.
Eddie has 6, but
Then I
that's,
need motors. Eddie has 6.
I
but he
wonder-
has the,
Now, hold
he has
on.
the
Eddie
best
has-
of the best.
hold
of
on, he
everything
has
on
6.
Full 6.
No,
well,
I
you
didn't see
understand
that, Corey, Mano.
Okay, we understand that.
But
he
hold
always
on.
got top
Hold
notch
on.
stuff.
He has
He's not
6.
lowering his standards. Why?
Tom, you got to ask, if he has 6, how many are operative?
Probably all of them, and they all gold plated.
He's got a pit crew. Eddie's got a pit crew working. Okay.
You got a pit crew.
Yeah, but
look,
notice he says
look,
I
he
have
brought up-
6.
He
I
brought
have
up
6
another
now.
good point. The battery on the DJI FPV is something also. Now, you're used to flying about 5 minutes, okay, on a true FPV bird. And I'm not going to say this is a true FPV bird, but this is a bird I can get 20 minutes on.
Look,
Okay.
Corey
All
Mano
6
put a
work.
link
I
here
told you.
for the FPV bird, right? And I'm just looking at it, and it looks really impressive.
Yeah, So tell
He is a
me,
bulldog, man.
tell
Yeah.
me, it does. It looks like it's a little beast ready
the
to
goggles.
attack,
Here it
okay?
is, right
It's
here.
going to jump off at you.
The dark side.
Right now,
Well, I also don't have to come in for a skidding landing.
This is
with
everything that-
which is
this-
nice also. Okay.
this is true. Also, you don't
Right.
have to, but this is everything that they have at this particular link, and I'll post the link in the chat for those of you who are sniffing around. and-
So my
Maybe
question
interested.
is, I gotta go. I'm headed out on the 13th. I'm gonna head out to Southern Nevada, and now
Okay.
I was thinking about placing the order Tuesday morning when it comes out, but I want it either to take out with me out there, or am I going to try to do a Micro Center run? Who knows? Do you think they'll have it at Micro Center? We've had success in the past with Micro Center, haven't we?
I
mean,
know a few people that have picked up drones from Micro Center. That I do know of, but as far as this bird,
Yeah,
I'm
it's going to be hard to
surprised.
tell.
Right,
Going to
because
be released that day, or is it going?
Well,
to
remember they did send units out to retail locations. No, that's the
Ray's
release is
funny.
9 a.m.
well, you remember
But
the
They'll
Osmo
have it at
Pocket.
Best Buy.
You
right?
remember the Osmo Pocket was on the store shelf 2 days before.
Yeah, but
People were
remember
running to the store thinking they
B&H,
could buy it.
B&H
The
and Best
store
Buy
had 2
did
in the
not
store
sell
you
them.
had
Yeah.
pre-order.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to trick the guy at Best Buy yesterday. I started asking him for the FPV drone. He was a little lost. I was like, maybe check in the back. He said, I don't think,
Just have
I was trying to be slick. And I was like, I'm
Stevie's looking to run out of the store with one of those videos.
I heard what happened with the Meanie too. Yeah. I was going to be making one of those videos. I was like, what? He was like, the DJI. He said, did you check in the aisle? I said, no, it's not there. Maybe you should check in the back.
Right.
He was like, no, we don't have it. He came back. He's like, we don't have it. I said, you sure it's supposed to be released? He goes, no, we don't have it. I was like, all right. I took a shot in the dark.
Supposed to be released February 2nd. What do you mean you don't have it on the show?
Supposed to be released today, man.
Yeah, you can usually talk them into anything. Okay.
Ed says he has 12 FPV birds and they all work.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I get it. Wait a minute. I have one.
There you go, Big Matt. You know it, baby.
Lawrence,
it's going into my Air Force.
Just print out some pictures and just stick them on the wall. We can't tell from here.
Okay.
Dude, I'm building my fan. That's right.
Just print
it's obvious this one works.
Yeah, that was the real one.
Today.
All the rest of print
Stevie, wait until you see my virtual background on Wednesday.
Yeah, it'll be a whole wall of FPV
I'm going to have
drones.
a whole shelf of DJI FPV drones.
There you go.
Okay.
Tom, you got to catch the truck at Micro Center. It's Wednesday, I believe, Thursday and Friday.
Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, they get their delivery.
Herman knows the truck. The truck.
Yeah, I know he does.
You know,
he sits in the parking lot and stalks them.
If you order it, if it pops up online, like if you pick your store and you
Yeah,
order it,
yeah,
it could
yeah.
be like 2 a.m. They'll hold it for you.
They'll hold it. Yeah.
Because that's how I got my Brio Logitech camera. It was during the pandemic. There was no webcams.
You couldn't get
out.
them anyway. You couldn't.
And all of a sudden, I saw 2 pop up. I was stalking them. 1 o'clock in the morning, I purchased it, and the next day I picked it up. Even the lights, the Elgato studio light thing, whatever the little kit. Nobody had them. Amazon, nobody had them during the first wave. Nobody had anything for computers. It was like everybody was working from home, so everything was gone.
Yep.
Well, that's what
we actually we sent a crew around our headquarters building. Usual population there is about 15 to 1,600 people, just to comb through offices and cubicles and gather up all the webcams that we could find.
Oh yeah,
that we had issued out. Yeah. You couldn't get them. Yeah, we couldn't get them for the longest time.
Ray
I got shelves
the first second after midnight on March 2nd. There's the problem with where is the launch going to be? Where
New York
holding it?
New York.
New York?
Yeah.
They're holding it in
9
New York.
a.m. 9 a.m.
9 a.m. in New York. I wonder if
on the
Anthony
site.
Charles has
on the site. It's on the site.
Oh, okay. Oh,
and
that's
because
right.
of COVID,
virtual.
because of COVID, it's not going to be an audience. Yeah.
Well, that sucks. But now I got to set my timer. And,
well, they had the video. They had the teaser video up right already, and some nice footage there. And look, it's not an FPV drone. It will not flip. It will not roll. Okay, so if your intent is ever to flip and roll, well, you better get your ass on a simulator.
No power loops.
Okay, no power loops, baby.
I can't power loop my neighbors.
Actually, Stevie, the way it flies is what they call an FPV.
It's more like level
stabilized mode.
Yeah, stabilized level mode, right?
You can pitch it as much as this far to go
20 something
degrees.
degrees.
It this far. You can do these kind of turns, but only to a limit. But if you take your hand off the stick, it's going to level out.
And the video is electronically stabilized. Okay, so now you're dealing with Rocksteady. But Rocksteady is really good. I mean,
real steady
action. Rocksteady. Rocksteady.
Eddie, how's the gimbal?
It's a 2D. It's
No, but is it steady? Because they always have something going on. Like if you do,
but you want to know something, Stevie? When you're immersed in headphones in goggles like this,
the
slightest turn, you don't even feel it.
Hey, Stevie,
stable,
we should go to Flushing and then set up a camera looking at us as we're flying to see us look like idiots as we tilt our head.
Oh yeah,
and by the time we're done,
put a GoPro.
How many FPV flyers have you seen? By the time you're done, their heads are already down.
Listen,
that's why I said before.
We call it the Stevie Wonder because people put the goggles on. And I've seen people go near a tree and go like that.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, that's
all kinds.
That's why I told you I'm gonna fall in the Hudson.
But there's a trick to it. I'm gonna teach you guys how to fly FPV right now. The trick to it, number one, is for beginners only, because now I fly with my head twisted to the side like that for some reason. But when I started out, I was told to take your chin and put it in your chest. And what happens is, by putting it there in your chest, you don't roll as much and you get a little comfortable.
That's a
And
VR thing.
as you become a better flyer, you slowly
Right.
start lifting your head. But I started with my head and my chin and my chest like this, and I used to fly looking straight down, because some people go like this and fall back. So I might even suggest trying it in a chair. Some people I know in FPV can only fly sitting in a chair. Some people can only fly standing up. One guy I know, he can't fly unless he's leaning against a wall.
Oh, wow.
Because if he's not leaning against the wall, he will fall over.
So he needs a tree or something.
But he needs something on his back. And
I'll be
Right,
sitting down
orientation.
listening to the theme from Top Gun.
That's another thing. See, D's talking about the God. You know, she might get dizzy.
Plummet says,
well,
"Don't
again,
judge us, Tom."
I had to
That's
try
true.
that out too.
It's
You know,
true.
my kids got the VR set. I purchased that like in the beginning of the first wave as well to keep them entertained.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
And I got to get back
Wow,
on
right.
that and try it out, because I know there was some virtual tours on there that you could like flying around mountains and stuff.
Mhm.
Maybe I should get on that the next 2 days to get used to being in the.
Well, you're not
know,
going to
that
fly
whole visual.
again. Those initial days where you're going to have your hands on the sticks. Realize you don't have a dead stick either. That's a spring-loaded stick. So in order to go dead stick on it like a conventional FPV controller, you got to loosen a screw on the back of
it's
the
actually
controller.
a tension screw.
Yeah, it's a tension screw so that you get that full range of motion.
A chair,
Yeah.
puke bag.
Hey, dude. Well, you know
saw
what?
that.
That's funny.
Well, believe it or not,
seated is the good way to go. Your inner ear has a better chance of keeping itself right if you're seated.
But have you seen? You haven't seen someone sitting and flying FPV for the first time, because it looks like they have Tourette's.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You
man.
know, so-
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that's gonna be.
And I
that's
got a
gonna be
lazy
good look.
look, and I have a restless leg, so my leg will be going a million miles an
Hey,
hour.
Eddie
So what
Nunez,
difference
when you
does it make?
fly, do you stand up or you sit down? I'm interested to know, because me
Tom.
personally, I stand because I learned how to fly in a field. Okay. And
I got
know
that.
Some people that naturally started out in
Yeah,
a chair.
Plummet FPV says he stands and he's a lean guy.
I got Lawrence flying behind the scenes, standing up on big rocks at the beach.
Yeah, see, and if you look at the video, my head is like this.
You hit the gangster.
I don't know why. No, I don't know why, but I can't keep my head straight. It always goes like that.
Well, from
that's
a physiological
how you
standpoint,
connect to the satellite.
Yeah. Gotta have them up there, right?
It's like
Tilt your head this way.
the old
Okay.
antennas on the roof.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, from a physiological standpoint, your inner ear is going to fast a lot better if you're seated. Okay.
Yes.
Because remember, your inner ear is also responsible for your ability to stand and balance.
Mm.
So if you take away one of those chores, okay, it's a little easier to get started and you're less likely to get sick. You're less likely to suffer from the vertigo that would make you
You know what?
uneasy.
You know what really, really scares the hell out of people? They get in an FPV drone, and I know this is going to happen with the DJI FPV bird, and they go up to about 200 feet. Now it's cool. You're up there, it's beautiful and everything, but the thing is, you got to come down. And if you come down pitch like this, you may lose orientation because you don't see a horizontal line in the background.
Well, that's it. That's the matter of staying oriented, right? And there's and there's supposed to be some features within this that allow you to have some semblance of that.
See,
but
Corey
we'll have to wait and
Mano,
see.
he races FPV.
Yeah,
so
yeah, completely different. And plus, look, the latency on digital versus analog is a real game changer when it comes to trying to fly racing. You're going to get that latency where on your analog, you're not getting that. And that's how you're getting through those, being able to change direction so quickly in the racing arena. But you're not going to be able to do that with this bird. This bird's not intended for that.
Well, listen, I want to seriously
look.
I wish I could have been there, Eddie Nunez, because I don't want to fly it because I have an idea how it's going to fly. I could probably take my Mavic Pro and put it in FPV mode and get similar flight, but I want to see it in action. I want to
Well,
see.
you know,
and hear it.
D's, you know, D, I'm not looking for all those quick. I'm looking for the smooth and, you know, the ability to bank over ridge line, you know, more cinematic type of, and plus the other thing,
You
and
can get in a
for
tighter
what purpose
spots
it's
with
on
it
there
too, because it's a
this thing-
5-inch.
Yeah, this thing also shoots photos. Okay. Now
Yeah.
I'm not sure where
What
that's
are we gonna
headed,
do?
but yeah,
you
I know.
know, that's you know, some of the guys I do the morning shift with, they were saying, oh, I'm probably not gonna get it because I do photos primarily and I don't do video.
Right.
You know, so a lot of the photo guys, the aerial photo guys, I'm not really looking forward to it.
Well,
But
you're gonna
I
go
do
for a Mavic
primarily
Air
video.
2, or you're
So-
gonna go for a Mavic 2 Pro. But the
Yeah.
sensor on this still is a decent sensor. Okay. It's still a decent sensor.
Okay.
So look at what DJI did here. They said, hey, we're going to build something that some will perceive as a crossover or hybrid, but will interest those camera drone flyers with a new camera drone without even releasing a Mavic 3 yet. And we're still sucking them in on a Mavic
Low
3 when that comes
latency.
out.
Low
Okay.
latency is 810p to 120 frames per second at
Right.
28 milliseconds. But as soon as that's true. As soon as you
Yeah.
hit anything,
Yeah.
it's over, especially at those speeds.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about
And-
height limits? Can I
and
dive like Bear Mountain?
Well, again, you'll be restricted to the same. You'll be
Stevie's just got
restricted
a
to the same
checklist there.
geofencing.
I want to
Just-
know,
he's
man.
going through
The
the
same
checklist.
geofencing, dude.
No, I'm saying I'm not saying I'm gonna go
You
to
mean-
Bear Mountain.
You mean
but
the
like
spec
out,
for the altitude?
can I dive a mountain? Could I go high? How high can I go? Is
Yeah,
there limits
you're
to the
only-
height?
I'm
You're going to
gonna
be
guess.
restricted to that 400-foot limit. as well.
Because I'm the type
No,
of
I don't
guy.
think you
I'm
are.
the type of
No?
guy that
I
will
don't think you are.
listen. But
I
I'm
thi-
the type of guy that will hike a mountain. You
Right,
understand?
right, I
I will
understand.
go. I will go
Right.
to the top
You're
and
probably
go to a cliff and then fly my Mavic Air 2 from there. You
Right.
understand? So then I'm already above, so I get certain limits. But with a FPV drone, imagine I'm hiking up this mountain in
and
New
then you can't
Hampshire
get
or
very
wherever,
far.
and then FPV it down instead of being on the bottom of the mountain.
Possible. That's highly
On the top.
doable.
Okay, so one thing you got to realize is you're going to be restricted both ways. Okay, so Stevie, if you've ever hiked up a mountain and then flew another 1,640 feet above that, great. But try to fly more than 1,640 feet below your takeoff spot, and you're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe, and I haven't heard anything yet regarding it not being within the same spec, but from the geofencing side, it'll be the same as the current Mavic series. And from a height altitude, yes, you can probably unrestricted up to 1,640 feet. Okay. So also remember that they wanted to be able to fly. I believe this one can fly all the way up to 12,000 feet, not meaning from takeoff location, but that it can manage the air density up to 12,000 feet. So
Because it
you know-
creates its own thrust.
well, the thing is, if it just means the motors are going to have to work harder because the air's thinner, right?
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
rate those motors to have a max ceiling, and this is probably around the 12,000. But again, we don't have those hard specs. I mean, Get FPV had a lot of stuff in that article that they took down, but
But we got
they
Eddie.
didn't have the clear specs. They didn't have the clear specs.
Speak
Yes,
to us, bro.
yeah, speak to us.
Please.
Yeah, but again, we don't want Eddie violating somebody else's NDA. Okay.
Well, he already went out there. Let's go. Let's
He's
finish
been
this
touching,
up.
baby.
Let's finish it up.
He's been touching.
Yeah. Nah,
Well-
we appreciate the information though. And
Yeah,
listen,
absolutely.
we don't want nobody to
want
get
to
in trouble.
I want to see when you get it, Tom. I want to see when you get it, Stevie. You know, Stevie, you got to bring her out here to the beach
I'll come by.
and
I'll
stretch
come
your
by.
legs. You got to
Definitely.
come out here and stretch your legs with it.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is I have 8 miles of beach. I don't mean flying beyond the visual line of sight,
No, of course
but
not.
flying far enough so that it looks like a tiny dot and then turn around and come back. Because at 5 inches, passing you
Eddie
at 60
says it
miles,
can-
passing you at 60
I'm
miles
wrong.
an hour, once it passes you, if you didn't have your eye on it when it passed you, it's gone already.
It power
Eddie
loops.
says, I'm wrong. He says it can do a dive, roll, power loop, etc.
Yes.
Basically full acro. Okay,
Yes.
keep your hands away
Oh.
from those controls, Stevie.
Wait.
Okay.
Only in manual or
Only in manual. Only in
no.
Only in manual.
I don't want
Come
to
on,
crash
dude.
that thing that first
Yeah.
week.
No,
I
no,
like
dude.
that.
I'm
Dude,
going
we
to
ain't
tell
let,
you right now, manual, you will go up and come straight down because like camera drones, coming from camera drones, you're used to rising up and the drone just sits there.
Yeah.
But you take your hand off.
simulator. You gotta.
Yeah. No, I got the lift
simulator.
I
You
got
gotta
the
be on a
lift off.
simulator.
I got Velocidrone, but I haven't. I purchased it and I haven't used it.
Do you have an Xbox controller? Do they play
Yeah.
Xbox or PlayStation in your house?
Xbox?
It's not the same thing, but you can hook up your Xbox controller and get the muscle memory down.
Yeah.
The controls are in a different spot from where they are in a controller, but I actually started on a simulator with my Xbox controller. And then when I was able to hook my radio up to the simulator, it wasn't much different except the knobs were in different places. And
take care, D.
Hey, D, take it easy. Thanks for coming in.
Thank
you,
the
actual radio controller has better control than the Xbox.
So
Xbox
Eddie says
You see what Eddie wrote?
Yeah. GeoZone. I said to you, it's GeoFence, just like a Mavic, man. Come on, it's a DJI product. They're protecting themselves.
And it kicked me out of FPV mode and it went into GPS.
Right.
You know
right.
why? Because then
Autoland.
It's ready to return home. If you notice, if you're flying the Lower East Side or the East River, if you're anywhere near the Brooklyn Bridge or you start going towards Manhattan, at that little bubble where Battery Park is, they have some kind of geofence there. And I've seen drones run into a wall and stop. And then I've seen drones go.
Are you talking about right over Governor's Island? That's a federal installation.
No, not
right
over
there.
Governor's.
That's a no-fly now.
At the very tip where Battery is facing Governor's Island, just at that outskirt of Manhattan, if you get too close, you will hit a wall.
Check Kitty Hawk and check man before you take off.
This I know. This I do know, but I've seen people say, hey, Daryl Hickman, I've seen people say, well, I was trying to get a little closer, but I couldn't because I kept sliding along this wall. You know,
I wonder what's over there.
Huh?
I wonder what's over there. I think they call it the Federal Reserve, by the way. Do you realize that right there, bro?
Yeah, you're right.
At the foot of the ferry landing, go up that street. That big building right there.
It's over.
Okay,
right.
It's a major
United States Federal, New York City
major
Federal
gold
Reserve
repository
is there.
It's not Fort Knox, but
it
goes
weird
down.
About...
It goes down about I would say 11 to 12 stories.
Well, Tom, my aunt, who's she's up in age now, she started there back in the 70s as a teller. She retired. She's been retired now 6 years from there. And do you know, till this very day, she can call for a limousine and it will take her anywhere she wants to go. When she left, she was the manager of 3 floors.
She knows the secrets.
And she started out as a teller there.
She knows the secrets.
I got a friend.
There's no gold left.
I have a friend that worked in Area 51. He was a military guy. And he worked at Area 51. So we waited to get him smashed. I'm going to get him with a lot of alcohol and find out what's going on over there.
It won't work, Stevie.
I know.
Those guys in the black jumpers were, those guys in the black, they already held up the pen and okay.
Yep, they zapped them.
Well, look, it's getting close to that time, guys. We have about 3 minutes left to the live stream.
I thought if you did an extra half an hour, you got an extra EHAN commercial in.
Dude, I forgot to click the monetization.
Yeah, there you go, bro. You know, what are you doing, man?
I could have inserted 3 commercials by now.
You're not going to get the bonus. They're not going to pay for your gas this month.
The first time I did it, Stevie, it was so funny. I was like, let me see if this works. It says if you click here, you can insert a commercial during your live stream. I clicked it, and we had maybe about 25 people in a room, and half of that 25 said, whoa, yo, I just got a commercial in the middle of your live stream. And I was like, it does work.
Stevie, but, I got a Pornhub commercial because of Lawrence. That's what.
Oh, stop it.
That's what showed up. It was a Pornhub commercial.
You don't get those Manscaped ones?
I've never been there before. I don't know. I told the wife, I've never been there before. I don't know how it popped up on the screen. Must have been Lawrence with his monetization.
Hey, Chris. Well,
they go by your
we're
search
about
engine,
to
right?
get out of here, man. It's Sunday night.
Incognito mode. Okay.
You could erase your history with your search engine.
Are we going to get a
information.
drop in, guys, so we can get out of here?
Yes.
Okay, that'll definitely work. Oh, wait a minute. I have a problem here. I need to go back here to the live stream because it just dawned on me. I was not in the control room. I was somewhere else completely different.
So does that mean I've only been talking to you this whole time?
No, I'm live. I'm live, but there's a I'm wondering, here it is. There it is here. I did click the monetization.
Look at
I
that.
apologize for those of you who are about to see a commercial right now.
So Ehang stock is going up as we speak.
See, when you stream live, I'll show you in the window here. What happens is when you stream, I would have to, let's see if I can show you really quick.
Share the screen?
No, I want to do it through OBS because OBS shows the screen actually.
JSK,
virtual-
I'm not sure.
Virtual's on Zoom. Where's my camera?
Hey, Lawrence, you ever flown by the Verrazano?
Yeah, that little
Yes.
strip. Yeah, right there where you can park off of the it's like a little parking area right there, close. It's just north of the foot of the Verrazano.
Yeah,
This- I
I've
don't know
been
if
There's
you
a
there.
spot
guys
right
can
there.
see it.
Yeah, I've flown there. Yeah.
This is
Just realize you got Fort Hamilton. Be careful.
yes on the other
You
side.
got
of
Fort
the highway.
Hamilton on the other side of the highway south of the bridge. Don't fly over Fort Hamilton. And then you got Fort Wadsworth, which is at the other side over by on Staten Island. Just be careful flying around there. There's still an active military presence there. It's Coast Guard. Okay.
Okay. Well, what I was trying to show you, but didn't come up the way I wanted to come up, is you have two ways of watching your live stream. You can watch it from the chat, like you guys in the chat are watching, and then
Right.
you have the YouTube Studio. But if I don't have the YouTube Studio window open, I cannot
Hey,
end the
Bob.
stream.
Yeah.
You know, the
So
button
it's-
there, it shows
yeah.
you the analytics and playbacks and concurrent users and the chat rate right now. There are 4 people chatting currently. I didn't have
see a
that window
commercial.
up. Therefore, my monetization window, when I was supposed to put in a commercial, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't get a commercial, Steve.
I got a commercial right now. I'm looking at a commercial.
Well, I
Oh,
hit
maybe
that
it's
button, I
popping
hit
off
that
for me,
button
so.
over a minute ago. But listen, we appreciate you all. I want to get a drop before we get out of here. There are other live streams that are getting ready to come on, and it's Sunday. Don't forget to check out Phantom Flight 101 Wednesday nights at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or New York City time. And Brant Ariels has a new live stream. I'm pushing for him because he just started doing a lunchtime thing. Brant
Is that?
Ariels, what
What
days
time
do
zone?
you? What days? I think What time do you go live? And
It was the
what
time
zone
zone.
are you in?
Yeah.
But he has a lunchtime show. I think he's East Coast because I think it was pretty close to lunch when I saw him. Hey, Bob Casey, time to fly. Everyone else that I
Hey,
didn't see
Herman,
in
I
chat.
think we already have our topics picked for Wednesday, man.
Listen, we're gonna get
Okay.
out of here, all right?
So get a couple of DJI ads going and put in your stock bids now, okay?
We got to share the footage of me and Tom in the chairs.
Doing a
Just
Stevie
like
Wonder.
ready,
Doing
the finger ready to go.
Wonder.
The finger
You
ready
go
to
like
press
this.
that mouse
Doing
button,
the
man.
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I call it, doing the Stevie Wonder. Let's get a drop in, guys. Thank you. Thanks, Mikey. Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by Those Guys. We appreciate you all. Please continue to come back. Don't forget to check out Fly Zone Drone Quadcopters.
Yes.
He's in the chat, in the chat.
Lunch
also.
Tuesday
We have
and
the live
Thursday
stream.
at noon Eastern. Brant Ariels. See you then.
Okay, our Eastern Standard Time. And
Eastern
Fly
Standard.
Zone Drone Dude is from there's in the
Chicago.
Chicago area,
Chicago.
and their live stream is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
What
Okay,
days?
so
What days?
if you're
It's
on
on
the East
Friday.
Coast here,
On Friday? Okay.
Right. I believe it's still on Fridays.
on
right?
Fridays,
He
yes,
didn't
at
change it.
9
Try to
p.m.
catch up with
Him
that.
and his
yeah.
brother, he has a twin brother. They do a live stream with a little
Sergio.
drone news, and they're just getting started out there too. I like the format that they have, and they're up and coming, inspiring. So you guys have a great
Thanks,
night.
Bob. Bob was
Got any-
listening last night to us on Adrian's channel.
Oh, much appreciated.
yeah,
Very much
appreciate it.
appreciated. Anytime. Don't feel bad if you come late. Don't feel bad if you don't show up.
I do all the time.
You guys have a great evening. Thank you for the support, and we're out of here.
Thank you, everyone.
Everybody
Bye,
stay
everyone.
safe. Peace
Good night.
out.
See you on
Peace
Wednesday.
and love. Peace and love.
Good night, everyone. Oh, it's Fly Zone says 8:30 now.
8:30. Okay.
All right.
Good deal.
I just